Hello, you hosers. How's it going? I just wanted to do something a little different today. I'm dressed in a Canadian dinner jacket here, Canadian toque, because this morning it was minus 24 out. It's like 1 degree Fahrenheit. And everybody's getting this cold snap. Now, my wife and I decided this morning that maybe we should go out and do something. Rather than hide indoors and stay warm, we decided to brave the cold and go to a thrift store. And it was not very busy, I can tell you that. But I have a couple kind of cool finds from that thrift store. First thing is this realistic mixer. I don't know if anybody remembers having one of these. This is the third or fourth one of these I've had. This one has the plastic sides. The last one I had the wood sides. What's the model number on this? It's a 32-1200C. And these were made for a few years. But they're all basically the same mixer. Basically have, well, on the front sliders you have a master that can be a mono stereo, a left-right fader, and then phono auxiliary in, and it actually has very good signal to noise ratio, and 3 mics in. So you have 3 mics and 2 line levels, monitor level for the headphones. On the back, you basically get a couple grounds, 3 mic jacks, and the rest are RCAs. So the first one of these I had was around 1980, 81, and then I believe they made them for a few years. I could look that up. This is what you used to do when you had some microphones and you wanted to record, you know, playing the guitar and go back and sing over it, that type of thing. Or if you had a couple turntables, and I actually did some DJing with one of these, where you would have 2 turntables and you could mix them together. You know, and it was kind of cool. You have SL1200 turntable, one of these. I remember a Bryston power amp, I think, at the time. But I saw this for $39.99 Canadian, and I had a 20% off coupon. And they usually work. Controls need a little spraying. These are actually feeling pretty good. Not hard to spray the controls or clean the switches. It has a Q in and out. It's kind of a cool little thing to have. If you have like an amp that has only a couple of inputs, you could actually increase your number of active inputs. You could also have some just fun doing some old-fashioned analog mixing. So that's the first thing. And this one's in nice shape. Like, there aren't any real scratches, you know, from people's fingernails or smudges. It just really, I think somebody bought it and didn't use it for 35 years. The other thing I found, so I was getting ready to leave, and I'm looking outside, the snowflakes are coming down, and in the record bin, right in the front, was one of these. And if anybody's familiar with this, from 1978, Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds. It's sort of a progressive rock opera. Justin Hayward from the Moody Blues is in it. There's a few other really good musicians. And this one, I actually have this record. I have the one that I got years and years ago. And I bought it used, and it was not as good shape as this one. This one's in really nice shape. There's some yellowing on the paper. I've got some new ones of these. But the discs, they're just in beautiful shape. The copy that I have is a little noisy, so I'm looking forward to listening to this one. And the other thing, one other one that I have does not have the poster book. War of the Worlds. So it has sort of, you follow the story. It actually has the script, some kind of apocalyptic pictures. There's something else. And then on the back is the cast list, talking about Richard Burton, Julie Covington, David Essex, Justin Hayward, Philip Lynott, Joe Partridge, Chris Thompson, and of course Jeff Wayne. And here's the thing about these. If you look online, there's several versions of this record. So this is a first pressing. It's a 35-290 pressing. So it's the first 1978 pressing in Canada and the US. And it's considered the best. The later remixes and remasterings have taken a bit of criticism. There's a few people that like them, but they remixed, they added some different synthesizer sounds, which are good. Well, actually, here's what they've done. They've made it more like the what's the Traveling Road show that they've been doing for a number of years. It sounds more like that, whereas this is how I remember it. Now, as far as sound quality goes, there's a repressing available now on Amazon, 2024 repressing, remastering, and people are saying in the reviews, and you check it out yourself, the 1978 one is a little, it's quieter, the instruments, you can pick them out. The 2024 one, the levels have been pushed up, which is the way they're recording stuff now. So all I can say is, to see this in this kind of shape, it was, and I have a story about this record. First time I heard this record was in a Radio Shack store in, it would have been late 78, early 79. And the owner of the store was demoing a turntable, and I heard this da 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 da, and then the Richard Burton part, you know, and then the chances of anything coming from Mars are 1,000,000 to 1, they say. And I was going, this is great, what is this? And he showed me, he handed me this and said, take a look at it. It's been out for a few months. I went to the record store and I couldn't get it, it was sold out. So I got a used copy that was a little bit beat up from a record store that had new and used. And I've had that one like for decades, like 40 years. This has, the synthesizer work in this is incredible. It just, I'm not a musician, I had some guitar lessons, some piano lessons, but this one, this was a breakthrough, this album. The sounds that they do with what they had at the time, they can of course easily reproduce it now with the synthesizers and computers, but what they had to work with, and of course Justin Hayward's vocals are just awesome. Anyway, that's what I got at the thrift store. We got back and I went through the slushy parking lot and got into our car and, alright, that's enough, let's go home, have lunch. So that's what we do up here in this cold weather in Canada. We go to thrift stores. And so then I'm going to go up and I'm going to work on another stereo. Thanks for watching and listening.